Re-
Hey, good morning, my people. What's up? Hope and trust that all is good. I'm good. I'm doing good. Today is what, Saturday, the 9th day of May, 2026. And the time right now is 8:39 a.m. Well, an associate of mine sent me a message this morning. He copied a comment that was made on an article on the Antigua Newsroom news portal. Um, when I read the article, my mind ran on this proverb that you see on my backdrop there. A lion does not turn around when small dog barks. And I sent it to him. I sent it to him. I don't have that to worry about it. I'm not one that really respond to people when they talk about me. That's not my style. As I have said many times, and I'll say again, 99% of the time before I speak, I think about what I'm going to say. 99% of the time. I think about what I'm going to say before I speak. So I have said what I have had to say about the UPP situation and why I believe it has gone the way it has gone. And I would have gone and recorded it and published it. And the reason why I do that is because I want it to become a part of the record. Right? I want it to become a part of the record. I don't want when it happens, people say, oh, you only talk when you're done. No. I wanted it to become a part of the record. So that's why I publish these things. Um, whoever think whatever they think about what I say or what I would have said, it really doesn't mean much to me, to be honest. So let us get that straight from the very beginning. Everybody is entitled to their opinion, and I have no problem with that. I have my opinion. People can say anything they want to say. Words, that kind of things, they don't really bother me. So I don't have that to worry about. One time I made a recording and I said what I had to say about Shugi, and Richard Lewis called me. I know Richard Lewis. Well, I call him the judge, or we call him the judge. I know Richard Lewis going way back to when Serpent had started a first what do you call it? Them chat room things. Way back when. I wouldn't even want to get into some of the things that took place in there, what was said. You know what I mean? But I know Richard going back to them times. Um, so he called me about what I said, and we had a conversation. And I told him what I had to say, and that was that. I don't have nothing against Richard Lewis personally. I have something against something that he did, and I would have said that. Me not live with Richard Lewis. Richard Lewis not live with me. Me not depend on Richard Lewis. So it really doesn't make a difference to me. You know what I mean? So this recording here is not to respond to anyone, to my colleague who sent me the comment. It's not to respond to anyone. But I want to take it a step further. And that is why I'm making this recording. I want to take it a step further. I suspect that the UPP will be having a convention in the not too distant future. I think that there's certain time limit or notice that has to be given according to the Constitution. But I'm reasonably convinced that in following the Constitution and leading up to the convention, that they will have a convention in the not too distant future. I would be surprised if they don't, to be honest with you. And to my mind, unless Pringle decides that he's not going to be going forward for the position of political leader, unless Pringle decides that to himself or for whatever reason, for me, and it is clear in my mind, that Pringle will continue as political leader for the UPP. That's my prediction. Who not like it, they can sit alongside it. And if sitting down is not comfortable enough for them, they can lie alongside it. That's what me say. Right? The business people who did not contribute to the UPP campaign, just concluded campaign, or who might not in the future, with Pringle as leader, contribute to the UPP campaign, as far as I am concerned, they can keep their money. Them business people, they can keep their money. You see, in Antigua, we forget things. We don't remember things. I have a recording with Dr. Baldwin Spencer telling us about these business people, or some of these business people, I should say, when they give you contribution, when they come back for the pound of flesh. I forget, but me to forget. Maybe some of these business persons who don't want to contribute, that's where they look. They look for the pound of flesh. So as far as I'm concerned, they can keep their money. You see, those who don't want Pringle as the political leader of the UPP, and I'm referring to once he's democratically elected, as far as I'm concerned, they should leave, they should go away. It's as simple as that. I don't think it's harder than that. Remember, some of them, most of them UPP supporters and members say Labour Party and cult. Nobody can challenge Gaston. Chet can't put up his head. That's what they say about Labour Party. But UPP, which is supposed to be a church organization, quote unquote, they can have and set up democratic processes to come to decisions. And when they come to the decisions democratically, they still undermine the democratic decisions. Well, one thing from Mulane sent me to school. So, me understand certain things. You know? And yes, as I said that, for those persons who sometimes try to say, oh, I believe in everything, referring to me, I don't know everything, but not enough. Because when from old lady, me sent me to school, me name Scott. I go. And I completed it. Take that in your head. So, the former candidates, in my opinion, who do not want to respect the democratic process that leads you to a democratic result, as far as I'm concerned, y'all can leave and form your own party. I don't see nothing wrong with that. And for the supporters of them who believe that, yes, Pringle should not be the leader if he's democratically elected, he should not be the leader. They can follow them who form a new party too. What is so wrong with that? Me see nothing wrong with that. Is there a limitation of political parties that we can have in Antigua? It must be Labour Party, UPP only. It can't be nobody else. No other party can form. And if they form a new party coming out of the UPP and they're correct in the assessment that UPP cannot win with Pringle as the leader, and that new party, if it's formed, would then form the greatest government, you believe? That makes sense? So if it is felt that, you know what, let me not call the name, but if it is felt that this person is a better leader than Pringle, and they form them party, and the election come, and they should have a better chance of winning than UPP. Oh boy, the Lord knows. Well, you know my position in talking, as the elders say, I'm respect. You know, we talk to human beings once, we talk to animals twice. We not gonna talk too much of time to human beings. If animals I can understand, that's fine. The problem. The last time I'm gonna say this. Once the true unity, not the unity that they tell us we're together and then we find out after the election, that days before the election, they tell me to call upon Pringle for resign. Not that kind of unity there. The true unity. Once the true unity returns to the UPP, in my opinion, the UPP will be good. The UPP will be good. Those who stand in the way of that true unity especially members. Not that much about supporters now, because I'm a supporter. I'm not a member of the party. Praise the Lord, I never joined the party. I don't think I ever joined the party. I don't think so. I support parties. Parties I'm a believer the best for Antigua. I will support that party. No, and into the future. Whoever they be. Right? But those who stand in the way of that true unity, especially its members and officials, in my opinion, they should be put aside for the greater good. That's what me say. What's my name? What do I my name? What's your name again? Lord. Justin. Justin gave the UPP some advice. Did they take it? I don't think so. Looking from outside to in. Maybe if they may take it, they wouldn't get 15-1. Maybe they wouldn't get 15-1. But we will never know. Right? I don't think the UPP had as much money as the Labour Party had going into the 2023 elections. I don't think so. Let me repeat that again so people understand what I'm saying. I think that the UPP had the same quantum of money that the Labour Party had going into the 2023 elections. But what gains did the UPP make? And you know why I believe they made those gains, in my opinion, is that the UPP then had the true unity on a level above the Labour Party. That is my opinion. Right? And once the UPP returned to that level of unity, without the undermining of people who want leadership, in a quick time, in my opinion, the UPP will return to pre-2023 times leading up to the election. They'll return to that. Money is important, yes. You need money to do this and this and this. But nothing beat that bond, that fist when they put it together and you fight together. And I know that those members and they know what I'm talking about. It wasn't money that got them the extra seats coming out of what they had going into 2023 election and coming out. It was money. It was the unity. And that is what is not there. Or that is what has been eroded, undermined. Not even by people outside so much. It's people from inside working with people from outside. They get 15-1. I'm glad. I know the party, they have the mechanism to form to get the candidates and so. I think it starts from the branch level, if I'm not mistaken. St. Mary's South Branch would be stupid, in my opinion, to try to bring back Shuggy. Shuggy Day is done, as far as I'm concerned. As far as I'm concerned, Richard Lewis Day is done too. Gaston made a brilliant move when he gave the guy, what is his name, Michael Joseph, the ministry that he did. I think it's Ministry of Health and National Solid Waste and so. So now he no had no excuse in relation to bring things, benefits, advancement to rural West. Michael Joseph no had no excuse. I don't know the guy. I watched him from afar. I've heard him. I've heard him speak a few times on platforms, and I think he has it put together. I think he has it put together. Well, me and God, anything can happen. But if that branch down there come back with Richard Lewis as the candidate, good luck to them. And again, these are just my opinion. Of course, you can agree to disagree with my opinion. I have no problem with that. You have your opinions, I have my opinion. So far, I'm not too bad. And I'm going to end in repeating this Once that true unity comes back to the UPP, it won't be long until they get back on the ascendancy. It won't be long at all. But don't be afraid. UPP people, don't be afraid. Nobody, no one individual, Pringle or whoever is bigger or should be bigger than the party. If the convention say, I want Pringle, regardless to what Pringle say, Pringle have to go with what the convention say. They don't want you. And whoever else. And if persons who want to be leader the convention say they don't want them, they don't want you. Regardless to if you think you bright like Jesus Christ. As the analyst would say. It's an easy thing. No, it's a simple thing. At least it's that simple thing. So until we come together again, my people, be careful. Enjoy your weekend. As usual, bless up yourself. As Arvel would say, well, good. Big up yourself. Take care, people.